There was a time Arsenal didn't just play football, they defined it.
It's a mess of a goal!
Wengerball, the Invincibles, Harry, Bergkamp, Vieira. A club that danced through defenses and lifted trophies with elegance. Unbeaten in 2003 to 2004, feared across Europe, praised across the world. But what happens when greatness forgets how to be great? After years of glory came the slow, painful fall. No titles, no identity, no answers. Legends retired, stars left, the Emirates grew quiet. The fans, heartbroken, mocked, left wondering if the soul of Arsenal had been lost forever. But deep beneath the disappointment, something was stirring. A new generation, a new belief, and a fire that refused to die. This isn't just a football club, it's a story of reinvention. From the highs of the Premier League throne to the chaos of mid-table misery, and back toward greatness. This is the rise, fall, and return of Arsenal Football Club.
And Arsenal lead on the champions patch!
If Arsenal Football Club had a golden era, this was it. The late 1990s to mid-2000s weren't just successful, they were legendary. And it all began with one bespectacled Frenchman who walked into Highbury in 1996 and changed English football forever. Arsene Wenger. They mocked his appointment. Arsene who? But he wasn't just bringing a new philosophy, he was about to revolutionize the game. He introduced diet plans, fitness regimes, and continental tactics to a league still fueled by pints and pies. And the players? Oh, the players. Patrick Vieira, the midfield general, Dennis Bergkamp, an artist with boots, and soon after, a young striker from Monaco, Thierry Henry, fast as lightning, graceful as ballet. Wenger built the machine, a team that played with flair, intelligence, and devastating precision. Premier League titles in 1997 to 1998, 2001 to 2002, and 2003 to 2004. But 2003-2004 wasn't just another win, it was immortality. The Invincibles, 38 games, 26 wins, 12 draws, 0 defeats. It hadn't been done in over a century, and likely won't be done again. Arsenal wasn't just a club, it was an identity, a footballing ideal. Highbury became a temple, a place where poetry met passion, where legends were made, and where Wengerball was gospel. But even the brightest stars burn out. The cracks begin to show. Rival clubs caught up. Arsenal moved to a shiny new stadium, the Emirates, in 2006, but something didn't come along for the ride. The magic, the fear factor, the trophies. And that's where our next chapter begins, the fall of a giant. From untouchable to unbelievable. After Highbury closed its doors in 2006, Arsenal opened a new chapter, literally at the Emirates Stadium. Sleek, modern, 60,000 seats. But while the bricks were shiny, the football started to rust. The club was promised a new era, more money, bigger titles, global dominance. Instead, an era of nearly. Top 4 finishes became the new trophy. We qualified for the Champions League was the most repeated flex, and rival fans, they noticed. Welcome to the banter era. Arsenal still played beautiful football, but with a soft underbelly. They'd pass teams off the pitch and still lose 2-1 from a last-minute corner. Big names came and left. Van Persie to United, Fabregas to Barcelona, Nasri to City. One by one, the heart of Arsenal walked out the door and usually came back to score against them. Painful, right? Despite the slip in results, Arsenal remained a financial powerhouse. The Emirates Stadium, a £390 million marvel, made Arsenal one of the richest clubs in Europe, consistently ranking in the top 10 of Deloitte's Football Money League. They may not have lifted the title again, but they were still raking in millions, selling out matches, and growing a global fanbase that stretched from Islington to Indonesia. And Arsene Wenger? The genius now looked lost. Same formation, same collapse, same script. Fans turned. Wenger out became a movement. The man who gave them the greatest football they'd ever seen was now a symbol of decline. But there were still moments. The FA Cup wins in 2014, 2015 and 2017. Sweet temporary highs, like a relationship that's already over, but you're still going on nice dates. But unfortunately, it ended. Wenger stepped down in 2018. Tears, cheers, a standing ovation, and a sigh of relief. But what came next? Let's just say it got weirder before it got better. After Wenger left, Arsenal fans braced for change. What they got was Unai Emery. The Europa League specialist arrived with high hopes and a tactical manual thicker than the Emirates matchday program. But from good evening memes to tactical chaos, things got messy fast. Arsenal played like they had 11 midfielders and 0 ideas. Defensive errors became a weekly fixture. Granit Xhaka got booed off the pitch and responded by cupping his ears and ripping off the armband. Peak vibes? Well, not exactly. Then came the Europa League final in 2019. Emery was sacked, the team looked broken, the dressing room divided. Then came a familiar face with an unfamiliar plan: Mikel Arteta. Yes, the former Arsenal captain, the guy with the perfect hair, the assistant to Pep Guardiola. He came in not just to coach, but to transform. He spoke of non-negotiables, culture, accountability, the badge. But let's be real, at first, the results didn't match the speeches. It looked like rock bottom. A big club with a big problem, playing like a mid-table side on a Netflix documentary. But here's the thing about rock bottom: it's solid ground to rebuild. Arteta won the FA Cup in his first season, beating Chelsea. A glimpse of what could be. He cleared out the old guard. Ozil? Gone. Aubameyang? Gone. Willian? Thanks, but also gone. Then came the kids: Saka, Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Odegaard. Young, hungry Arsenal. DNA flowing through their boots. The football wasn't perfect, but there was a plan, a vision. It was going to take time, and patience is rare at Arsenal. But something was different this time, because behind the scenes, Arteta was cooking. By 2022, something was happening at Arsenal, and it wasn't banter anymore. Gone were the panic buys and patched up squads. In their place, a new identity, a system, a squad built with purpose. And at the center of it all, Mikel Arteta, the man who once looked out of his depth, now orchestrating a symphony of youth and precision. Players like Saka, Arsenal's very own starboy, were leading the charge. Martin Odegaard evolved into a calm, calculating captain. Gabriel Jesus added bite to the front line. And William Saliba, the man that defends like he's reading spoilers before the script drops. Suddenly, Arsenal wasn't just playing well, they were terrifying teams. They were top of the table for 248 days in the 2022-23 season. The dream? It felt real. A first Premier League title since 2004 was within reach. And then, injuries, pressure, a relentless Man City. They slipped from title favourites to runner-ups. It was painful, but it wasn't failure, it was growth. And come back they did. In 2023-24, Arsenal doubled down. They added steel with Declan Rice, experience with Kai Havertz, and swagger with Trossard. Every game at the Emirates, it became a spectacle. The fans, louder than ever. The football, clinical, confident, chaos on demand. Arteta's project was no longer a work in progress, it was a powerhouse. And with Europe watching, pundits praising, and rivals sweating, Arsenal's resurrection is no longer a surprise, it's a warning. The boys from North London are back, and this time, they're not stopping at second place. Arsenal's story isn't just about trophies, it's about legacy. From Herbert Chapman's WM formation to Arsene Wenger's revolution to Arteta's revival, this club has always been about more than football. It's about identity, community, and a belief that the game should be played beautifully and won with class. The Emirates Stadium, once dubbed a soulless bowl, now pulses with energy once again. 60,000 strong, week in, week out, singing North London forever like a war cry. And the legends, Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, Tony Adams, Patrick Vieira, Ian Wright, each left their mark. Now it's Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli, Saliba. A new era. New heroes, same DNA. Financially, Arsenal is back among the elite, with a global fan base, one of the most profitable brands in football, and a project built to last. And on the pitch, they're hungry, focused, scary. But the question isn't, are Arsenal back? It's how far can they go? Because after years of pains, memes, and mid-table misery, they've risen again. Not just to compete, to dominate. And if history tells us anything, when Arsenal starts rising, they don't stop until they've conquered everything. From the marble halls of Highbury to the roar of the Emirates, Arsenal's story has been one of triumph, heartbreak and rebirth. They were once kings, then forgotten. Now they're ready to rule again. What do you think? Is this the Arsenal era reborn? Let us know in the comments. Smash that like button if you believe in the rise, subscribe for more epic football stories, and turn on that bell so you never miss a moment. Because at Arsenal, history isn't finished. It's just getting started.